Is it time for the next big Bitcoin bull market? Today we're taking a look at the chart on Bitcoin, talking more about the overall move, what's going on right now, bouncing off of that $32 level. Bitcoin, is it time to go back to the moon, or is it time to turn back down? We're going to take a look at the chart and talk more about it right here in this video, so make sure you guys stay tuned. What's going on, guys? Patrick here. If you guys haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Hit that subscribe button. Let's get into it, talking more about Bitcoin here, cryptocurrency. What is going on right now? Bitcoin at the $44,000 level. So you can see the price action here on Bitcoin right now. One thing that I want to point out here is we don't ever want to get too excited about a big move up until we kind of really get confirmation that we are starting to have a bullish move higher. Just because Bitcoin went from $32,000 back to $44,000 does not mean that Bitcoin is going to go straight to $22,000. We can see before we've had some fake outs, Bitcoin pulled back to 42, it then pushed up here to 52 and then sold off. So now the question is Bitcoin going to hold this kind of overall downtrend? I would say this could be a possible bull trap at that $44,000 level. There's been some news recently about the ETF and different things going on with Bitcoin that I think kind of fueled this big rally here. And then also you had this big sell-off, you had a big bounce back, but now the question is, does Bitcoin want to break higher? And you might wonder, like, Patrick, well, how do I know if Bitcoin wants to go higher from here? And it's very simple. We're going to look at the overall price structure. As you can see, back there in 2021, in April, Bitcoin got stuck at 62. It then had a kind of lower high at 60. It then pulled all the way back down here to $32,000. It then rallied up here to 52 and then obviously back to 40. So what we're really looking for now is the overall structure of the candlesticks, the price action, to show us, number one, that we have a higher low off of this move. So right here, from the $70,000, $68,000 level, we've basically made lower lows, lower lows, lower lows. But now the question is, does Bitcoin, it pushed above 42 here, does Bitcoin turn this area right here, $42,000, back into support and then start to, do this, where Bitcoin pushes here, maybe it kind of consolidates at this level, we get a new higher low off of that level, and then Bitcoin pushes, and then we get another pullback. We want to see higher lows, and that's telling us that the price action is bullish, and well, that the move is happening. Now, I've talked about this in other videos as well, that 80% pullback idea. This is something that has been seen multiple times throughout the years, I would say 6 or 7 times. Hey, if you guys are looking for an easy to use app to buy and sell cryptocurrency, check out Crypto.com. Really simple and easy. You can download it on your Apple iPhone, you can download it on your Android, and you can buy all of the top cryptocurrencies. You can invest it, and well, you can look through the app. They got a lot of different features. Check them out, Crypto.com. Let's get back into the chart with the price action on Bitcoin. So from this high here, we pulled back about 50% from the all-time highs on Bitcoin down there to $32,000. But one thing that we know is that Bitcoin, in the history of Bitcoin, it likes to go from all-time highs and it likes to pull back about 80% to a low. But when you look at the overall price structure, you look at the overall idea of Bitcoin, those pullbacks end up turning into what? They end up turning into higher lows, and that tells us what? That it's bullish, my friends, and that's exactly what we're looking for here. Now, I want to point out, back there in 2017, you had a huge move on Bitcoin. It then pulled back and then had a kind of fake out to that $14,000 level. From that $20,000 level, it pulled back 80% to $3,400. So that was an 80% move there from the all-time highs there in 2017. It pulled all the way down here to $3,200 there, and then popped up and then pulled back again and retested that area. So looking at the weekly chart here on Bitcoin, even though it looks, like, oh, this might be the next big move higher, this could easily just turn into a move like this, and then Bitcoin could pull back. One thing I think would be very bullish is if Bitcoin can retest this level here, that $32,000 level. If Bitcoin kind of does this, it rolls off and then kind of consolidates, and then we get that next move higher, well, then that's, an opportunity here, and that's something that I'm kind of keeping an eye on. Do I want to go and buy tons and tons of Bitcoin here at $44,000? No. Like I said in other videos, I want to be buying as support. And well, that's what we did back, a few weeks ago when we bought at that $32,000 to $33,000 when I made the Bitcoin video and talking about cryptocurrency. So I want to be buying at support. I don't want to be buying at an area that might be a kind of pivot and a turn back down, which exactly, this could be a kind of pivot, kind of pushed up to this level here, right at that 42,000. And the question is now, like I said, can it kind of push up in here, consolidate, and then break back to the downside and then turn this into support and then get pushing back up from that level there? So at the end of the day, you really have to look at the overall history of Bitcoin, how it moves, and the emotional human aspect to these moves. The thing about a chart is the chart is showing us so many different things, but it's also just really showing us the overall human interaction and the human emotion that comes into these plays, because you get a big move to the upside, you get tons of FOMO, and then you get that pullback where everyone starts selling. Oh my gosh, I'm going to sell. So everyone who bought here ends up getting out, selling, and then it ends up bouncing. And everyone's like, oh my gosh, I'm going to FOMO back in. They end up FOMO back in. So looking at this price structure, from this move here back to 32, you can see how it kind of pushed up to this level here, 52,000. It then made a higher low. So that's what we're looking for. We need another higher low here to kind of show us that this is kind of bullish. Now, it did kind of make I would say, very close to a higher low on this pullback here. But for me to really get more aggressive as being a long and looking for opportunities, I would like to see a bit more of a pullback and then make a higher kind of low at that $40,000 level. You can see that was previous kind of support there. So if, let's say Bitcoin kind of pushes up here and then pulls back to that $40,000, $42,000 level and then makes that higher low, well, then, the next bull market could kind of start here and we get a big run in Bitcoin. So that's one thing to really keep an eye on. Until we kind of get that move, we get that structure that we're looking for, I'm still on the fence here in terms of loading up more, buying. I like to be buying Bitcoin when it's crashing down. That's my personal preference. If I'm going to be buying Bitcoin, buying cryptocurrency, why would I want to buy it when it's up 10% on the day? I want to buy it when it's down 20, 30% on one day. Come on, let me get that 20% drop. I'm all about it. Let's go. So something to really think about here, looking at the overall price structure. And I think all that really matters right now is looking for that higher low. So at the end of the day, it really comes down to your overall investment strategy with Bitcoin. If you're going to be buying Bitcoin today and you're going to be holding it for the next 10 years, you really, I think, obviously this is not financial advice, but if you're having a long-term trade, the long-term plan for investing in cryptocurrency, I don't think you can really lose at this point, especially after Bitcoin already pulled back from all-time highs. You're getting a really good discount based on, previous price action. But like I said, I like to be buying Bitcoin when it's crashing down. When everybody else is thinking about selling that the world is ending, that's when I want to be buying, because one thing has stayed true for the last, 10 years of Bitcoin. It crashes down and then it comes back slowly, and then starts ramping up again as everybody starts to FOMO back into it. So I like to buy the dip, and then I like to look for opportunities to sell the dip, sell the dip, or I guess sell the rip. So buy the dip, sell the rip. So if you guys haven't already, do me one big favor, hit that like button, subscribe button, all the buttons down below. I will talk to you guys later on.